Hi, I'm Shannon, and this is a little bit about my thesis project, which is called Anthropocene of the Crime, for my third-year diploma at Durham College Fine Arts Advanced Program. We're having to do this all virtually, and my project was not meant to be virtual. So I'll just start off. This is the debris from my final part of my installation, which was attaching all the string. Essentially what I've done is a crime investigation board, which is threatened species and the suspects and their causes and where they are in the world. So essentially what you see in CSI when they're doing their investigations and putting all the information up there for everybody to study. Now, we had to put this up in the studio. The actual size of the project is an 8-foot by 4-foot panel. Would be put on a sheet of plywood if we were doing this in a gallery, but we just stuck foam core to the board because it was easy to push pins in. So I'll just zoom in parts and talk about it. So in the central location, I've got a world map that I drew, and then my paintings. I have done 43 separate paintings of species that are under threat, and I used the IUCN red list to determine that, and the categories are listed on the sides here. So we've got endangered, critically endangered, extinct in the wild. The orange tag is extinct completely. Vulnerable, near threatened, and decreasing, which isn't an official category, but it does apply to most of these species. Various information posted up here. There's 37,400 species that are threatened with extinction officially at this moment. There are many more under review. Across the bottom, I printed off news stories and academic papers on studies and everything regarding the causes of these threats to these species. Some statistics from the IUCN categories, an explanation of the IUCN, and then my paintings. So I was researching different species and deciding which ones I wanted to portray. Not all of them are poster species. Some are, of course, you know, polar bears and rhinos, but not, some of these you would never have heard of. So I started this a year ago working on things at home to kill time during the pandemic. The blue whale and the monarch butterflies and the European tree frog were the first 3 I did a year ago. Then the next 6 were these little ones on wood panels. Rusty patched bumblebee, the chevron butterfly fish, the golden mantella frog, the Montenegro pygmy chameleon, which might be extinct now, the American burying beetle, and the Acadian redfish. So that was the next 6 that I worked on. And then we got into actually my thesis project, and as I started working on the animals, I realized the best way to document all of this as a project was on a crime investigation board, because then I could show all the relationships clearly with the strings. So as I was working on this and we got to the point of starting to mount it on the wall, I realized that I needed to add a couple more. I somehow missed South America, so I quickly painted 3 more creatures. Got them all up there. So I have 43 paintings that depict 45 different endangered species. And you will recognize some of them, of course, the black rhino, black and white ruffed lemur. This is a Mexican gray wolf. The polar bear. This painting I actually started when I was 10 years old. I decided to finish it and add it in. Fisher's lovebirds, black-footed ferret, Rothschild's giraffe, great hammerhead shark. Now we've got the Fiordland penguin, Grevy's zebra, leatherback sea turtle, peacock tarantula, tigers, all 9 subspecies. 3 are now extinct, so there's 6 left. The Iberian lynx, the little brown bat, beluga sturgeon, the Galapagos pink land iguana, proboscis monkey, cloud forest pygmy owl, the hamadryad king cobra, the kakapo, the stenogine pihuana, the maned wolf. This is my new favorite animal, by the way. The West African slender-snouted crocodile, the pillar coral, staghorn coral, and elkhorn corals, giant sable antelope, the takin, the humphead wrasse, cheetahs, dama gazelle, Gilbert's potoroo, the ivory-billed woodpecker, and the island oak. So all of these species are in these categories. I've linked from the paintings to the map are blue strings. So I've covered the map there with pins showing where everybody comes from. And then the red thread takes us out to their categories. As you can see, a lot of the species I chose are critically endangered. And on the other side, we've got, again, a lot of them are endangered on this side. I wanted to keep the colors sort of off the map, so the map was all the blue string, and then the red strings going to the side. And then I came down, I used gray, brown, and black because my strings only had so much string. So those colors came down from the images to their causes. So you can see the darker colored strings coming to the pins on the different causes here. So the ones that I've got up here, poaching, illegal trade in animal parts, the pet trade, trophy hunting and bounty hunting, overfishing and bycatch, disease, introduced species, and that's competition or predation, war and civil unrest, pollution, and that's just anything that we're putting into the environment that kills them, including pesticides and herbicides. Habitat loss, that deserved 2 articles. Climate change and the domino effect, which ties all of the above together. And then my final set of string, which is the orange, sweeps all across the board to the suspects. And we all know who that is. So this is called, as I stated before, the Anthropocene of the crime. I came up with that last week. It was just an epiphany. So this is it. It is a very large display. I really, really wish this could be in a gallery so people could observe it and follow the string and see where everything connects. It's really disappointing that it isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to stay up on the wall here at the studio for a couple of months. It's being entered in a national contest. If it gets picked, it has to be transported. So that's my project. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more, because I'll shoot some more. Thanks.